thing is the kids. I think like being able to look in their eyes and say like you are capable of this real life work, for them to know that at 14 I think is beautiful, and so they start to believe in themselves, and I think slowly we can improve humanity on the on the bigger scale because each child believes in themselves because they're engaged and empowered. I mean, if you look around at High Tech High, I just feel like these kids are really giving all of themselves to work that they care about in school. Like, it's not a job for them.
It doesn't look like school.
No, it doesn't. It's creative play, and it's interacting and relationship building. And our kids, the only issue we have is they want to talk to each other too much, So that engagement and I think the relationship and the culture building is part of who we are. And then just seeing the kids be proud of their work and tackling like real life problems is, I think, just something that's priceless. So that's all.
What about kids with special needs? We think we see very few of them, but they must be here.
Yes, we are an inclusion classroom, so the point is that every student has access to all types of education, that every child is validated to feel they are capable of giving to each other into the classroom. So I'm glad you can't pick out who might be on a learning plan and who might not be, because I think every child has special needs, like they all are individual, and the children that do have educated plans, we work with them in a one-on-one situation, but after school. We want to keep them in the classroom so that they aren't feeling ostracized or feeling outcasted. The point is that they belong to society and we should treat them that way. But we also need to give them the help, so we do that outside of the classroom.
Is it possible that for certain special need kids, for example Asperger kids, that they do not feel comfortable because there's so much movement going on that they feel gradually getting worked up about?
Sure. I think that there's a lot of overstimulation, especially for our kids on the spectrum, but we're trained in different types of techniques, like to have them take a break, and then kids start to learn that we have all types of mind in the classroom, so the kids help each other. They might say to a child who has Asperger's, "Hey, you're so good at cars, why don't you tell me about cars for this project?" And we as their teachers have to tap into their fixations so that we can use that. But we also have to do other tricks too, like fidgeting toys and giving them accommodation so that they feel successful, and we keep them in there. So yeah, I love working with children who have learning needs because I feel like they exhibit so much growth, and then they can see that my disability is one part of me, but it's not who I am, and now I have strategies to rise above it. I think they're capable of everything every child is capable of, so they just have to work at it a different way. So.
Yeah.
But
How long have you been with High Tech High?
I've been with High Tech 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yes, so it's only my second full year teaching, but I love it. I've been through 4 schools because I was moving around for my family, but I'm hoping to stay here at this school because I think it's innovative, and the kids, like, they come from all different neighborhoods, and you don't see that as much in other types of schools, where they're still segregated and still homogeneous. Not our High Tech High schools, but other schools, neighborhood schools. So.
How many hours a week you teach, or you work at school?
I teach here.
Yes, but how many hours a week you have
contact time?
Contact time with the kids?
Yeah. That's 40 hours. So we have an 8-hour school day, 5 days a week, and then the planning part is what I do at home or here, but the contact time with kids is about 40 hours a week. 40 hours.
40 hours a week, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. So our school days from 8:30 to 3:30, so 8 to 9 hour school days, and then they have a lunch break, and then we go Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when do you prepare for classes, and when do you do your projects?
All the time. I think the summer for me is my big idea time. So before I meet my kids, I like to think, what are the issues I want them to be concerned about? Or with my class, it's world, cultures, and geography. So what are the big ideas I have for projects? And then when I meet the kids, then it's like, okay, here's how I want to tweak the design. I have to come ready, but here's how I'm going to tweak it because these kids love music, or these kids are artists and they love to draw. So once I meet them, then I kind of finalize the project. But it's summer, is after school. I have a son, so after I put him to bed is when I start working. But it's so fun because it's creative play and it's exhausting. It's not easy. But that's when I feel like invigorated, is when I come up with an idea, and the ones that work are the ones I spend more time thinking through. I've had days that are flops, you know, and it's because I rushed or I didn't think through what I was planning for the day. So it makes sense. But I've seen it with the
So
kids.
on average, how many hours a week do you work on top of the 40 hours?
I would say another 20 to 30, depending on if we're in a big
60
project.
to 70 hour
Yeah,
work
I would say that, maybe a little bit more. Just depends on the project. When we're in a project, it's consuming. It's all the time. So right now we're going to do a big project about investigating coffee and chocolate, and so we're going to look at all the different cultures, because coffee is grown in 54 countries. So we're going to look at that, and then chocolate, obviously, as you know, is grown in mostly Europe. So we're going to look at, not grown, but made. So we're going to look at those cultures and the geography of the world through the lens of the injustices in coffee and chocolate farming, you know, coffee farming and chocolate production. So we'll see, but that's consuming. It takes a long time. Yeah.
How much time you needed to get used to the way they work here?
How much time do I need to get used to the work? I think I've heard it takes, you know, 3 to 5 years. Because right now I feel like I'm doing every year over again because I want to learn new things from my colleagues. I work with brilliant people, so I steal from them and make it my own. So every year I do something different. So I think probably by my 3rd or 4th year, I will learn more about what I'm doing and become more confident, and I'll be able to spend more time with the kids, as you know, and less time planning.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.